It's your boy Corey.
It's your boy John.
And welcome back to the Artistry Drop, where we feature stories from today's rising artists.
Yes, sir.
If you like being inspired, don't miss out on our weekly episodes. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification to be notified when we drop new episodes.
Let's go.
Guys, our guest today is a young and talented singer recognized as one of LA's up-and-coming R&B standouts. She's collaborated with artists such as TBoz from TLC, Faith Evans, Sage the Gemini, Alvarez and Bobby Valentino. She has a combined 10 million streams from platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. Guys, please welcome our guest, Tiana Kocher.
Let's go.
Hey,
welcome to the
appreciate
show.
you being here, Tiana.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. I found you on Instagram. I forget how I found you on Instagram. It might have been CJ. I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Love
and,
her.
Yeah, and I saw your music and I was like, I got to get her on the show.
CJ's
Fire.
great. We're actually going to Palm Springs next week.
Hey,
Oh,
dope.
nice.
Yeah, I actually have her booked on the show. I think in a few weeks or something. So she'll be here as well, which will be dope. But yeah, like as soon as I saw your music and stuff, I was like, music's fire. You're good. You're good.
Oops. Okay.
Just
great.
drop it in there.
No.
Yeah, you can just drop it in
Okay.
there. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, music is fire. So I was like, we got to get you on the Artistry Drop. So
Thanks for having
yeah,
me.
appreciate you being here. But before we get into Tiana's story, we got to get into the drink of the day.
Okay,
Oh,
the
yes.
drink of the day. You know, on the outside, it looks like your average, like, frozen strawberry margarita. But, you know, frozen strawberry margaritas are made with simple syrup and, you know, just blended up strawberries. But this is actually a little bit different. This is with orange curacao and agave nectar for the sweetener. And then I've frozen the strawberries, blended it up with some ice, and garnished it with a lime wheel and some mint, and that is your frozen margarita.
Hey.
Artistry Drop edition.
Hey, let's go. I'm
Let's
sipping
go.
on that LaCroix though.
Let's go. So
Oh.
just cheers
Cheers.
Oh,
to a
cheers.
good podcast.
There we
Yes.
go.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh. Alcohol.
Oh, it's a little frozen.
It's frozen.
A little too
Dang,
frozen.
you didn't blend it that good, huh?
I did, but I think I put too much ice.
Oh shit.
No, it's fine.
You guys want? Okay. She likes it. That's all that matters.
I mean, that's all that matters. All right, so we're gonna get into it, guys. Before I do get into this question, you're half Filipino too, right?
Pretty much. I'd say I am. I mean, it's not like exactly half.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What's your mixture?
Well, I have a little bit of everything. I mean, I did my whole ancestry DNA thing.
Yeah.
Majority is Spanish and German.
Mm-hmm.
But I have like a little Mexican sprinkled in there, a little Chinese,
Yeah.
a little South Indian. But I think that's just because of colonization.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Yeah, for me, I just say I'm half Filipino, half white. Like,
Yeah.
I know. My sister, she did the whole DNA test too.
Yeah.
And it was crazy what you can actually find, like, you know, that's within your
Yeah.
DNA. And yeah, there's too much to name. So I'm just like straight up
It's a
Filipino
lot.
white
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. That's the basic.
Yeah,
I mean,
basic.
Asian,
Yeah, exactly. So I want to get into the question now. So, you know, I always got to ask this whenever I bring a Filipino fam on here, but do you think as a Filipino artist, it's like been hard to break into the music industry?
I think it's just hard, period. I don't think it matters necessarily what like race you are, just because of how overly saturated the industry is and how many artists there are. There's like 50 new R&B artists every day.
Yeah.
Probably
100%.
more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I think there's like 7 million songs uploaded every day to DSPs, you know? So I just think it's hard, period. I actually find it a little bit easier being a person of color just because I have that audience that can relate to me.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's hard to be a Filipino. I just think it's hard as an artist, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
What do you think like needs to be done so we can get like our Filipino fam out there more in the public, because you know we're talented as fuck. Like,
You're so talented.
You know,
I mean,
and I feel
I-
like there's like so many talented Filipinos that
Yeah.
just haven't caught the eye of the public yet.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
mean, I will always rep it. I mean, like, I don't know if you can see my earrings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I
Yeah.
rep it all the time too.
I'm wearing
Yeah.
the sun. I mean, definitely just as a Filipino, I'm super proud of where I come from.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm from the Philippines. That's home.
Yeah.
You know, it would just help a lot of people, like, if people were just, like, vocal about, like, where they come from. You know, like, rep their
Right.
culture a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Have you
so-
ever performed at like you know, some of the Filipino festivals out here yet?
I did one in OC. It was like last March. Who was performing? It was a lot of like the old like 90s R&B Filipino groups. Like I legitimately like forgot their name. But like the
Interlude. Shy? No, is it Shy?
Can I like look it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
yeah,
hold on.
Was it at the Garden Amp?
Oh,
okay. So I know they got something else coming next weekend.
It's the Press Play concert.
Is that what it is?
That's the one, yeah. So I did that one. I mean, I'm always like involved with like Filipino stuff. Like I performed at the Filipino Heritage Night at LA Kings, and I'll always like do like any of like the outreach, like toy drive stuff, Christmas, like I'll do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's dope though. What upcoming like Filipino artists would you love to collaborate with? Because there's so many out there.
There are, and you know what? I definitely need to do better with just tapping into local like Pinoy-born artists. Yeah. But I mean, in terms of like over here, like I love her. Like I would love to work with her, and I've just like I know she's doing her whole like Lights On festival, so like I'm like praying, hopefully like next year.
Hey, that would be dope.
I get in there, but yeah.
You know who would be fire? Like no joke, James Reid. You know James Reid, right?
Of course I do.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fire. You don't like James Reid?
Nah.
Really?
I mean, there's just like. I've been around him. I know a lot of the people from Careless. A friend of mine used to be with Careless, and I've just heard
like bad things about it.
Yeah,
dang, we putting it out there.
There's like something personal that
she can't talk.
We don't gotta go into it. Like I said.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we don't have to go into it. But no lie, like I do like James Reid's music. I mean, him as a person.
I mean, he
like,
works with great producers.
Yeah.
He does. Like, he has a great production team out here. I did a writing camp last year, and he was there, and I know the writers that he was working with, and I heard some of the tracks. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
But everybody has their...
Yeah.
I
guess we're talking about more of a person's personality versus, like, the music. Like,
correct.
Right.
Yeah, I just, like, I had a friend who was with Careless when they first came out, and... She just, like I just, which I can get into like outside of this.
Of course. That makes sense.
But he can sing. There's no doubt.
Yeah, no, that's why I brought it up because I mean, James, obviously, people don't know what goes on in the inside, and I'm sure you have some insight. So I mean, us like. People that just listen wouldn't know that.
No, I know, absolutely, but like he can sing.
Yeah,
a lot of the Careless roster, they're very talented. I don't know if you listen to Messiah.
No,
he's good. He's probably my favorite out of Careless currently. So
do you know Destiny Rogers?
I was gonna mention that.
She just got signed to
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
I think she's like the first non-Filipino
in Careless, right? Yeah. I like Destiny too. She's dope.
No,
too.
she's cool. She's cool. I do like her music a lot. Yeah,
that'd be I know she's not Filipino, but I mean that would be a dope collab too.
For sure, sure. I love her music.
Yeah, she's definitely blowing up right now too.
Yeah, speaking about Filipinos, I think the Filipino culture is just so strong. I'm not
strong.
Yeah, I'm not Filipino myself, but I grew up with Filipinos. No, I look Filipino.
He looks it to you?
100%. But I feel like, oh my gosh, like there's like if you go to the Philippines, like north to south, like everybody looks so different.
That's true. Yeah.
So like I'm like I thought you were.
Yeah. No, I grew up with Filipinos, and but I'm Lao and Vietnamese, and I actually
Southeast Asian.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I know a lot more Tagalog than my actual language, which is funny.
Really?
Yeah, because we grew up in Seattle, so I grew up with a lot of Filipinos. I worked in the hospital. So many Filipinos there. They would have potlucks, feed me, during lunch break. So I'm very into.
There's a lot of Filipinos there. I was in Seattle last year. for a wedding.
Oh, okay.
And it's my sister-in-law's family. They're like all there.
Yeah.
And my brother literally was like just there visiting. Like,
really?
Like there's a lot of Filipinos.
Yeah, we got a lot.
there's a lot.
Our Filipino community in Seattle is huge. Yeah,
I think that's just like West Coast, like in general.
that's-
a little
Well, no,
bit.
you know what? Because a lot of Filipinos, like when they come to the States,
This is
they,
the first side they hit.
usually,
Right.
usually it's either Canada, like Vancouver
'Cause it's
area.
easier to
it's
get
easier to get,
Yeah.
and then
a
they'll
passport.
and then they'll migrate down to like Seattle
Right,
area. You know, so
right.
that's one thing I know tends to happen
I
too.
mean the Bay, like
The
there's
Bay, yeah, yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, the Bay.
I want to say there's a bigger concentration of Filipinos in the Bay compared to Southern California, but there's still a lot
Yeah.
over
Right.
here. But the Bay, it's like you go to Daly City, and,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all the Filipino food's here. There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Jollibee, like
yeah.
Dollybee's fire.
I love Jollibee.
But speaking about being Filipino, you know, I heard your nanay filmed a video of you back a few years ago that kind of went viral.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it went viral in the right ways. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah,
Like
right.
it got in the right people's hands.
Okay.
But yeah, I that's kind of how I got my start out here
Okay.
in LA. Because surprisingly, like LA was never in the picture. I was a musical theater kid. It was always New York. You know, I loved Broadway. I loved musical theater, and I always wanted to go to Juilliard.
Oh, okay.
And so I was actually studying in the UK. That's why I was there for 2 years.
Yeah.
I went to a school in Cambridge for musical theater, and I went home for spring break just because the weather there sucks.
Okay.
You know, I'm like, this is stupid. Like, I cannot.
You went back
be-
to the
Yeah.
Philippines.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I went for like a week.
Yeah.
And so we went to the beach, and there was a guy on the beach with a guitar. Cliche. And my mom was like, "Go sing with him," and I was like, "Okay." And then she filmed us singing together, and then
Just popped
literally,
off.
yeah, like a producer was like, "She needs to come to LA and record some demos." That's literally how it
Damn,
happened.
that's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So even though you grew up, you know, being a theater kid and whatnot, did you ever think about being an artist before that video blew up? Or?
I always loved, I mean, I just love art in general. You know, I grew up dancing, I grew up singing, I grew up acting. I even love writing, like poetry, and I will always draw and stuff like that. I loved music. I obviously, you know, wanted to do it, and I loved R&B specifically, but I was always too shy. And so I kind of gravitated towards musical theater a little bit more because I'm never alone on stage.
Right,
Do you know
right.
what I mean? Like
With the
I'm
group.
always sharing the stage. Like the attention's like never on me fully. So like if you had met me like when I just moved here 5 years ago, like I am a completely different person now just because
yeah.
of like my confidence has changed.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like everything's changed, but it wasn't like it really wasn't always in the picture. Like it was really like New York,
Yeah.
Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No, LA
now
definitely
I'm here.
changes you as a person.
Oh
right?
my
Like,
gosh.
like,
Yeah,
no
it does.
joke. I
I
mean,
like you know you get those like Facebook notifications like 5 years ago today.
Yeah.
And I just look so different. Like I look so different. I dress so differently,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Yeah, I think all of us have been there because I mean,
Yeah.
even in Seattle, you know, like well, Seattle is just a totally different
Is
place.
that where you're from?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
that's
both
where
from
I'm-
Seattle.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
We moved
Yeah,
down together.
We moved
yeah.
down together
that's
to pursue
sweet.
the dream.
Yes.
Here we are. Here we are.
Yes.
Yep. No, but yeah, like I said, you know, like coming from a city where like it's a lot more low key, and you know, Seattle's starting to pop off a little bit, but like when we got here, it was like a cultural difference. Like there was so much weird shit going on down here that we had to get used to. Like we seen naked people running around.
Oh my
and,
gosh.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. It's like
Yeah.
it's really weird, but you know, just in general, like I say, we've changed a lot. Like moving down here, like
Right.
definitely pursuing our goals and dreams have become a bigger picture, you know, like it was always in the picture, like having those goals and
Yeah.
dreams, but it's like once you get down here, it makes
It's
you want
real.
to, yeah, it's real, and it
It's
makes you
real.
want to work harder towards it.
For sure.
And
Right.
you know, I love LA, but you know, I can only be here like up until I ready to retire, and I'm going back home to Seattle.
Yeah.
Which he's almost there. He's
no, I'm getting older, but I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, like I said, I love this place, but you know, I just can't retire here.
And you know
Yeah.
what? That is actually a conversation I've been having a lot recently with my friends. They're always just like, what's next? Like,
Yeah.
is it always LA? And I was like, probably not.
Yeah.
You know, I'm probably gonna like, maybe like do like the rest of like my 20s, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Right.
It's definitely a very hard place to raise like a family, or to retire.
Right.
Because it's expensive.
Yeah, 100%.
Even buying a house.
Yeah.
I mean, me and my fiance, she's pregnant already, and we're about to. Thank you. Yeah, we're about to have a baby, and she even kept saying like, I want to move to Seattle and raise our baby there. I was like, I know.
Is she from there as well?
No, she's from Long Beach.
She's from here.
She's from here, and she even agrees like Seattle's the best place to actually raise a kid. Like she couldn't see raising a kid here, but we're here for work. So like the kid's gonna have to be raised here no matter what. Maybe we'll ship him off to Seattle, see their grandparents here and there, and every stuff like that. Every summer, every summer, and but yeah, I get what you're saying too. Like sometimes LA is just too much, and I wish I can get away from LA a lot more often and fly back home and visit the family. I'm only able to go there once a year. But
like for the holidays.
And stuff. But it's like work is here.
Yeah.
It's hard to get away.
For me.
Yeah.
Just because that flight's so long to go back home.
Yeah. So is all your family in the Philippines?
Well, my mom's side.
Your mom's side?
My dad's from San Diego.
Oh, okay. Got you. Okay.
Yeah. So I have.
You have family all around. Kind of.
Yeah. So my dad's in San Diego, and a bunch of like all his siblings except for one are in LA. I mean, are in San Diego, so one's in LA. So I do have a lot of family here in Southern California.
That's so.
But my mom's side, they're all there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So my mom and then my two older siblings and their kids and yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, so your mom's still over there?
Oh yeah. So whenever I say I'm going home, I go home
Philippines.
to my mom. Yeah. Because I mean that's home.
That's home. That's home. Yeah, that's where you were born and raised.
Oh my gosh! Like I love the Philippines.
Yeah. How do you deal with the heat? Like when you're going back and then you come over here?
I'm used to it.
You're used to it? Okay.
I mean, I lived there for 17 years.
That's true.
And
I would think that, because for us too, like we definitely adjusted to the LA weather. We came from the cold. So of course Seattle's way colder than LA, but now that we lived here for so long, when we go back home, we're like freezing.
The only difference is it's the same temperature. It's just a dry heat versus a very humid heat.
Oh, okay.
So it's very humid back home. Like you feel like sticky and you feel wet. And I mean like it's just like maybe just popping on a different shirt. Like more cotton as opposed to like just
more
like breathable.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. My skin thrives with the humidity, and my hair thrives. Like I don't know what it is.
It's usually the opposite for people.
Yeah.
But cause I have pretty dry skin, so when I'm home, it's just. Feels better.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's I still got to go to the Philippines. I have not.
Oh, you've never
I
been?
still not been. My dad is not. My dad's the Filipino, so yeah, he's never taken me. My fiance though is Filipino, and her family wants her to go back there. With her being pregnant and stuff. So that might be the chance for me to actually tag along and check it out.
Do you know like what part your dad's from?
My
like,
dad is from. Shoot. I forget what it's literally it has city in it, I think, but
Davao.
No, it's a very small town. Like it's a
Quezon?
No, not Quezon. We've talked about this a couple times on the show. Yeah, Rachel would know. My fiance. Caloocan City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Caloocan City.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
That's like in Manila.
Is it in Manila?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know it's like super small and from all the stories he had told me. But I mean, he hasn't been back home since he was like, I want to say like 50 or 60 years. So he came here when he was like 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure he doesn't, maybe it's thrived over there. I don't know.
I mean, Manila, it's like... It's great.
Yeah.
Like, I've taken my boyfriend twice.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, you're lucky, bro. I definitely need to go. And kind of like what you were talking about, I feel like I'm, like, with the heat and everything, it's going to be bad for me. Because I got oily skin, and it's just going to get more oily.
He already sweats a lot.
Oh, man, the first thing, like... coming from a city where it's like just super cold, like Seattle, and moving here, the first time I was just sweating.
It was hot. Well, it was hot too the first year we came.
Yeah, it was really hot, and I can only imagine the Philippines like just being worse for me.
Yeah.
Well, good thing is that like everywhere you go, that's like indoor, there's AC.
That's
like everywhere you go. And one of the things that I do love about the Philippines, like, and I don't know why people don't go there more because it's so cheap. Food is great.
Yeah.
People are lovely. I don't know why people choose to go there over like Thailand and like Indonesia and like other Southeast Asian countries. Like, no offense.
No,
but,
that's all good.
But everybody there speaks English.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much easier for people to go there and to travel because it's...
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
I legitimately, like, whenever my friends are like, I want to go to Bali, I'm like, no, don't go to Bali.
Right.
First of all, the beaches beaches in Bali are so bad compared to beaches in the Philippines. Because, like, in the Philippines, you get, like, white...
nice sand, yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't hurt your feet. Like, there's like, it's like fine.
Yeah.
But Bali is like super rocky. Like, it's crowded.
Yeah.
It's like, just.
Yeah.
I heard the Philippines got good street food and night markets.
Oh my
and,
God.
Oh yeah, no, I see it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they even got like little restaurants out here that do like Filipino
dollar hits.
yeah,
dollar
dollar
hits
hits and
and stuff like
stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it hits
Doesn't compare,
different
yeah.
in the Philippines. So
Of course.
that's-
I honestly, like, and I've obviously sound a little bit biased, but, you know, I've been very blessed to travel around the world and live different places. But the food in the Philippines is the best.
It hits different, yeah. I know. Yeah.
It's just different.
Yeah, I like I said, I'm excited to go back there eventually and definitely try all the foods because I know it's gonna hit different. And I know like at Jollibee, like they have like different stuff versus here.
And you know, like this is gonna sound so stupid because we're in Southern California, we're right by Mexico, but the best tacos I ever had are back home.
In the Philippines.
Yes, I'm not even kidding.
Can he agree? Really? 100%?
Yes,
Okay.
best burgers from Sweet Ecstasy. It's like next level. Like, it doesn't compare to anything I've ever had here.
Dang, that's
and
crazy.
the best fish tacos I've ever had are
So
back
do they
home.
got like franchise taco places over there, or is it just like little
Taco like
trucks
Taco
or-
Bell? You
like
mean?
yeah, like no, not Taco Bell, like you know, like these little hole in the wall places, you know that.
Oh
are,
yeah, they're all like mostly like hole in the
Or
wall
are they like?
type
Are
stuff.
they like? Do they have like street tacos?
Yes,
and stuff like
there's
that.
you'll find those, but all of them were more like you walk in, you can sit down, type of deal. And there's like a lot of like food halls. So have you been to like the Topanga social thing?
No.
Trying to think of like what's similar to that over here on this side of LA, but like there's like a lot of like food halls. It's
Like a
Just
food
like-
court or something.
yes,
Okay.
yes, but like it's like restaurants,
Yeah.
and not like McDonald's or stuff like that.
Actual restaurants.
Yeah, I love tacos, so I definitely need to
tacos,
try
too.
tacos like in the Philippines.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, that
sounds good.
It's so good. And just like the produce they use is definitely better. Like everything's like a little bit healthier. Like I can eat so much there and not feel bloated and not feel sick.
Yeah.
Just because of how like healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Gotta
I'm
go.
excited to eventually have a chance to go back
Oh
home.
my gosh,
and-
no,
yeah.
you have to.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
it's like every Filipino that I've met, like Phil-Am, like here, like I'm like, just do yourself a favor and just go
to the
there.
Philippines, Yeah.
Yeah, especially like as creatives, because there's no real music business there.
Yeah.
Like there's lots of talented people, and I think that's also like, I'm so sorry that I jumped to this, but a lot of the reason why artists there don't really get like that much of like exposure is because there's no real music business, and they don't really have artist development, and they don't really have like the quality that we have over here, like when it comes to like mixing and mastering and even like songwriting, like and so like I'm always urging like creatives out here, go back and like see what you can do to like help things out over there.
Right.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. I mean, Philippines is like third world country and stuff like that, and I mean, looking at just the production on the films and some of the shows, obviously,
they've been using the same cameras for like 25
that's
years.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
No, they have.
Super corny, and stuff
but
like
they
that.
have so much money, but they won't invest in it.
Exactly.
But
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely get what you're saying, and I can definitely see that, and I think that's why a lot of artists do travel here to LA and try to get their music put out there. I know fucking I think Sam Milby, he's also half as well. He came out here to I think pursue his music, but I don't know how well it did, and then I think he moved back to the Philippines or something like that.
A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people come out here because
yeah,
you're right. Like I said, there just really isn't much like development over there in the Philippines. You have to like come here, develop yourself as an artist, and then I mean if you have, I mean the thing is, you could definitely get famous in the Philippines. Easy.
You can.
Easy.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that for sure. Like, even my
They're
family.
great fans.
Yeah,
Right.
you got tons of fans out there. My family, my titas and my titos, they're even like, you should go in the Philippines. You're gonna get famous. I'm like, nah, I can't. I can't live out there. You know, like just in general, living situation. I'm so used to being here. But people are even saying like in the Philippines, no, it's almost the same as living here.
You know,
but,
in terms of like living, it's actually not that different. Quality of life
see, that's what I was saying.
is actually quite better over there. But if you're
I guess
used to this,
yeah,
like,
that's the
it
thing.
can be very different.
That's why like I
Yeah.
I haven't been the type to travel like outside of the States. The closest I've been is Canada, like outside of the States. But I've traveled different states around here, just never been to another country yet. So I know I would definitely have to try it, see how it is, and if I end up loving it, who knows? But
Yeah.
I'm still like a city, like U.S. city boy. I gotta be in like the city,
Big city.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
big
mean,
city.
the city's huge though.
Yeah.
Like
I'm sure. Yeah, like
it
Manila.
is.
Manila's huge and all that.
So big.
It's just I know living might be just something I would have to get used to.
Yeah.
Like for sure. Like
Yeah.
living in just a different country, getting used to so much different things, and I'm sure and I don't speak Tagalog, and I don't understand Tagalog, so I know
but
people
you can, I mean, English,
you
like
know?
people speak
Yeah, no, people
English.
speak
Yeah.
English for
Okay.
sure. I know but. You know how some Filipinos are low key. They're gonna start talking about you, and I'm like, "What are you guys talking about?" Like I know for sure that's gonna happen over there, but
We're just gonna have to take you.
just gotta, yeah, I know.
You're
Find
gonna
out.
have to experience
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
no, I'm gonna
Because
experience it.
Like, whenever I go back,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if it's because like I live there, like I never really want to leave, but
Mm-hmm.
like my boyfriend's like kind of the same. Like we never really want to come back here, just
Yeah,
because
yeah,
like
yeah.
life there is like
It's a little bit different,
it's
or it's a lot different. I'm
it's
sure.
easier.
Yeah.
It's easier.
It's a little easier than
Yeah.
being out here. And you know what? Like there is a lot of convenience. Like it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Like there's like things like it's pretty walkable
Yeah.
too compared to LA, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But you'll just have to experience it. Like
Yeah.
you do
got
have
to.
to. Go.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like I would say the only thing I would have issues with is like work, and like it would be so different because like I work in the film industry,
Right.
so like I don't know how it would be working in the film industry over there, and stuff like that. It would be a lot different for me.
Yeah.
And I like I said, like working in the film industry in Hollywood hits different than I'm sure working in the film industry in the
I mean,
Philippines. And that's what I'm saying,
yeah.
because I'm not like a freelancer or anything like that. Literally it's just like I work in the business, and it would have to translate over there as
Right.
well. And I know living situation would definitely be
Maybe when you retire.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I still want to retire in Seattle.
Yeah, sure.
All right, next
Okay.
on to the next thing. So like we mentioned in your bio opening, you've worked with a lot of dope artists such as TBoz, Faith Evans, Sage the Gemini, Jay Alvarez, and Bobby V. How was the experience working with such dope artists?
I mean, it's crazy in a good way, not like crazy, but like it's. I mean, I listened to a lot of these people growing up.
Yeah.
So it was like a very big pinch me moment to be working with them and to just see like how they work.
Yeah.
And so I was able to apply a lot of that and just their professionalism because, there's a reason why they're where they are
Yeah.
is because they have the work ethic and they're really professional. It's not
Right,
just
right.
a talent. Like it's also a business.
Yeah,
Right, right,
you
right.
know? And so it's just great to see.
Yeah, like definitely being able to work with like legends such as T-Boz and Bobby V, those are people
Yeah.
I grew up listening to as well, and that must have been like exhilarating for you.
Oh my gosh.
Like
TBoz is crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
She cut the record in like 45 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Were you guys working in the studio together? or-
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How did you make those collaborations happen?
A lot of it has to do with the producers. They were just like, hey, like, like you're up and coming and, they're like so established.
Yeah.
It would be great for them to tap into your audience and for you to tap into theirs. So that's really how it happened.
That's cool. Like, was it dope to, like having Bobby V on a remix version of Slow Down? Like, how excited were you to actually get him on the track? Because
That's
I know that would have been crazy for you.
So when I first wrote it, I actually have a version where it's just me. Because he was never like on it. Like he was never
in
gonna
the
be on
picture
it.
at all.
Yeah, no, I was just like, oh my gosh, I want to sample Slow Down.
Yeah.
And so I did.
Uh-huh.
And then I was playing it for a producer, and he was like, has Bobby heard that? And I was like, no, just because like I really just was like it was just gonna be me.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, can you send it to me? I was like, okay. He sent it to Bobby, and Bobby was like, I want to hop on it.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's literally like how it happened.
That's crazy. That's so dope though. Like having an artist, the artist of the original song, and thinking
I know.
it's
So I
dope.
didn't have like to get clearance or anything.
Yeah, that's
like,
awesome.
It was honestly so easy. It's like, oh, if you want to like sample something, just have them on it. Like, that's just
Yeah, that's super dope. Yeah. Like, congrats to you on that
Thank
track.
you.
The track is a vibe, and I definitely love the way you remixed it. Was it like the producer or like who remixed the song itself?
It was my idea.
It was your idea. So and then you just handed it off the idea to a producer and okay, that's dope. Yeah, like I said, it's definitely a vibe, and the one with TBoz too.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that one was actually like I don't know if you could tell, but we did like a little bit of a no scrubs in it.
Yeah, no, I could definitely tell. You were adding little hints like in your
Paying
versions
homage,
of it.
to
no, of
the
course.
people that came
to.
before me.
Yeah, no, you got to.
Yeah, when you did you actually get to meet with Bobby and work with him, or like did he just record it?
He's based in ATL, but we had like a Zoom.
Oh, okay.
And so I was able to talk to him.
Okay, no.
He's like, it's great. And I'm like, yay.
Yeah. Cleared.
Yeah.
Automatically.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, out of all of these years collabing with like these dope big artists, performing on huge stages and even filming like big production music videos, has there ever been a time for you where you like sit back and be like, damn, I'm really out here doing it, or has it not hit you yet?
No, I mean every day.
Yeah.
I like look back at where I was like when I first started, and I was like, if I retired now, I'd be happy.
Wow.
I've done everything that I wanted to do. As an independent artist, like 10 million streams, like that's like
It's unheard of.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Like
and it's gonna keep growing.
Right.
I know. I'm very blessed to have such a great small team that really like wants the best for me, and that is actually like doing
Pushing
whatever they
forward.
can. Yeah, because like I mean, a lot of these people like just get shelved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm so blessed that I did find that right group of people and it wasn't easy. It was like a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
The first 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
So I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed to be in the position and like where I am, because it's like I'm living the dream.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and big ups to your fan base too, because I'm sure your fans are like amazing, and getting you up to like 10 million. I mean, that's fucking
big.
a lot. Like,
especially independent too.
Yeah,
exactly. Independent.
Like
too.
that's why I said like I'm good.
Right.
Like if I decided to just like start another career and do like a 9-to-5, like I've done everything I wanted to do.
Yeah,
I really have.
That's dope.
That's powerful.
So like we did talk about before, you were in the Philippines for quite a bit, doing some traveling and some working, and I'd seen you were featured on the Wish Bus. Was that your first time performing on the Wish Bus?
Yes, in the Philippines, yes. But I did like a little quarantine performance for Wish USA prior, but because they weren't doing the bus, it was just like at home.
Yeah.
So this was the first
actual performance on the Wish Bus.
Yeah, and that was fun just to see like people posted up outside too, like they had like signs
and watching you.
Yeah, it was so cute.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I mean, like I said, I love the Philippines.
Yeah.
I really do.
You killed it.
I know they got like the Wish Bus that travels here in LA too, or something like that.
They have it in it's in front of Amoeba in Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, they only do that certain days.
Yes. Okay, yeah. But they actually travel like island to island in the Philippines.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's the originator too. Like the
it's
Wish
from
Bus.
there.
Yeah, it's from there. So I mean, it's still dope. They give like even people that aren't Filipino here a chance to do the whole Wish Bus performance. I've watched a couple of them that were.
It's a great platform. Yeah. It really is. Like I mean, it's radio.
Yeah, it's radio. Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you
it's
want
awesome.
to be on radio.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
Yeah.
Also on the topic of Philippines, like you've already made a name for yourself, but do you think like I know you're here, would you ever stay back in the Philippines, like live back home again just to become an artist?
Probably not. It's just to retire. Like I'll probably go back there. But the industry, like I said, is very different.
Yeah.
What they like is very different. Like I do have a bit of a fan base over there.
Yeah.
But it's not the biggest. Like most of my listeners are US.
Okay.
And Canada and Europe.
Yeah.
Just because what is popular over there is like very like ballady stuff. Yeah. I mean, like the people from the 80s are still making the most money out there. You know what I mean? Like Martin Rivera, Regine, and like all of them. So that's kind of like the music that's still pretty popular over there, and like very like singer songwriter, like folky, like alternative indie stuff. Like very pop, like you know that like Harry Styles type of type of deal. Right. So I don't know if I would go back there to be an artist per se, but I would love to help out like with the foundations of things, like you know, like with labels, because I know Warner's over there, I know Sony's over there, you know, like stuff like that. Like I would love to like help them, especially with like artist development and just branding and stuff like that. So I would love to be more involved in that aspect of things, like further down the line. That's
dope. I think that would really help them, especially, you know, with the experience and knowledge you've gained being an artist here. I could definitely see you, you know, maybe when you're ready to retire.
And maybe, I'm not just like saying that because of like my experience, but I legit like have a degree in music business. Like I went to school for this. So
I mean, that's going into my next question actually. You know, like you did talk about, you went all the way to the UK and you attended one of the most prestigious schools, Cambridge School of Performing Arts. Like how was your overall experience there, and like would you say it was worth it?
So worth it. And I wish I wasn't a stubborn teenager when I went there, because there were definitely, I was like, I live by myself. I'm not gonna go to school. You know, like it was like go to school. Like you're paying for it. Like go. And I wish I took advantage of it a little bit more. I just went back actually to visit last Feb. And it had been 5 years since I saw all like my old classmates and my old teachers. So I went and I had no idea, but they were like, okay, are you ready for the talk? And I was like, the talk? Like, they were like, yeah, you're going to talk to the students. And I was like, nobody told me this. And so we walked in and like the kids were like in a circle, like sitting. And I was like, oh, like the talk. Okay. And one of the things that I actually told them, I was like, take advantage of your time here. Like, all these teachers, like you should see the resume. Like learn from them. Like don't be stupid like me and like not come to class. So long story short, I loved it. I do, like, people are always like, you don't need school, like especially for like arts and whatever. And like if you're talented, you're talented, you know?
Right.
But you do still need those foundations. Like I will always like push anyone to go to school, just because like you need to know the history, like you need to know like who like the reason why you're here is because of these people, and you need to know that, and like you need to know the theory and everything. Like I do think you need that foundation.
Right. 100%. I mean, that's almost like, you know, myself, I was very stubborn too. I hated school and all that, and I actually didn't graduate high school. And the thing was, you know, once I got into like videography and stuff back in like 2011, 2012, at that point I was like, you know what, I actually think this could become a career. So, you know, I actually got my GED, attended film school for like 6 years, and it was an amazing experience. You know, like I learned what I needed to, you know, be able to have the knowledge and work in the film industry, and do my what I do on the side, you know, my videography and all that stuff. So
on top of that, people don't realize it, but school is a great way to get connected with the industry.
It is. It is. Yeah, 100%. Agreed. I mean, even some of my teachers, you know, my teachers were they worked in lighting department for like Too Fast to Furious.
Exactly.
And, so like you just never know.
Like I said, like these people are teaching because they have the resume to teach. Exactly. Like they're not just teaching because they just wanted to teach. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
100%. Yeah. And like I said, you know, that's like, you know, there are some people that'll say, you know, don't go to school, or it's a lot, or it's not worth it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like school is fucking expensive.
It's expensive.
It's fucking expensive.
It is.
You know?
But like especially in the US.
Yeah,
because
especially
like,
in the US.
Everywhere else, like it's like cheaper.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why, you know, like I don't regret going to school like at all. You know, I learned a lot, and you know, I gained a lot of knowledge from it. But it's like I regret pain, like, you know, spending that much
still
on
being
school,
in debt,
you know, like being in that much debt, because you know it's gonna take years to pay off that loan and shit,
you know. There are other ways to do it. You know, a lot of these like universities are doing like 6-month courses and, you know, stuff like that, just like qualifications and certifications that you can get. So if that's like the better option for you, like do it. But I do think you need to study.
Yeah, 100%.
Because one of the things that I always live by is to always be a student. You can always learn.
Yeah, 100%. What is it that you actually like learned from Cambridge? Like, did you learn everything music or?
Well, so I went to school twice. I went to school in Cambridge for musical theater. That was 2 years, which is an associate's degree. And then I went to Full Sail.
Full Sail. Okay.
Yeah,
Full
and
Sail.
I did music business, and that's like a bachelor's. In Cambridge, it was obviously a very dance, acting, performance heavy course. So that was very practical. Like it was like you're doing it, you know. But with Full Sail, obviously that was very more like
knowledge.
Here's a paper.
Yeah.
You're taking a test.
Yeah.
You're going to lectures.
Yeah.
You know what, and all that.
Yeah.
But Cambridge was like, okay, today we're learning this song.
Yeah.
And we're learning this dance. And we're gonna do technique. Like we had maybe vocal lessons maybe 3 times a week and dance privates 2 times a week and then acting all throughout. But we would also have like history of musical theater. We even had a drumming class for our rhythm.
That's dope.
Wow.
We had a phonetics class, like where they would give us a script in phonetics and we literally would have to translate it into like normal English.
Wow.
Like it was like legit. It was pretty legit.
Yeah.
So
That's dope.
Yeah.
That
I
is
mean,
dope, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I went to kind of like what you're talking about, Full Sail. I went to the Art Institute of Seattle, and then I graduated the Los Angeles Film School, and that's pretty much what it was. You know, it's just like here, read
LA Film
this.
School is Full Sail.
Is
like
it
the
Full Sail?
sister-
It's a sister school. Okay,
Oh,
so I
okay.
mean that's why they're almost the same.
Yeah.
You know,
Very
yeah,
It's like
hands-on.
legit,
It's literally-
like it's the same thing.
It's literally
Okay.
the same thing. But yeah, I mean, you know, I even if it was that route they went, you know, like here, read this. It was still I learned a lot more knowledge than I would have like not going to film school and all that. And like I said, it was a good experience. But I do wish like the thing is I attended the online program from Seattle.
I was online as well.
Oh, you were?
For Full Sail because I did it during COVID.
Oh yeah.
I was
So,
so bored.
yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing anything with my life.
Yeah.
So I went back to school.
Yeah.
And you know what? Part of the reason why I love school is because like you know, like there's courses you can take, like you can watch YouTube videos, but like if you're in school, you're kind of like forced to learn.
Yeah.
And like I
100%.
said, I'm very stubborn. Like I won't
Yeah.
just like pick up a book and
Yeah.
read it. So like I'm glad that I had like you might get an F if you don't study.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing. I ended up failing one class, like online, one of my online classes for LA Film, and yeah, I had to retake that shit. But
same. I actually failed one class because I got COVID.
oh damn!
And I told my professor, I was like, "Hey, girl, like I legitimately like I have COVID, and
Yeah.
like I just don't even want to do anything. Like it was pretty bad." And
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you know that's totally fine, but I'm gonna need like a doctor's note." And I'm like,
like doctors aren't
like,
even really accepting.
Like, do people still go to doctors for COVID? Like,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
just take at-home tests.
Yeah,
like
100%.
I'm like,
Yeah.
are you for real?
You want to see my test result?
Like, do you want to see like all 50 of them that
Yeah.
I've like done? Because I
Yeah.
kept them all. Like, like what do you need?
Yeah. No, going back to like online program, I literally learned so much online though because when I attended the Art Institute, it was all on campus, you know, and this
Yeah.
is back in 2013, and you know that I don't even think they really had much online classes
I
during
don't
that
think
time.
so.
But
And what I love about like online school is like there's deadlines, but it's still kind of on your time.
Exactly,
So you're not
that's
really like pressured.
100%. Yeah.
But like I still crammed everything last minute.
Yeah,
But
same,
but
right.
I loved being like, oh, like I have some free time. Like
Yeah.
maybe I'll do my homework.
Yeah,
You know?
same,
exactly.
Yeah, I was in the same
How long did
position.
you live in the UK? Were you still living there when you went to Full Sail since it was online? Or?
No, so I was in the UK from 17 to 19. So
Okay.
I was there for a little over 2 years, and then I moved to LA, and I was in LA for like a year and a half, and then pandemic.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so I went home for a year
Yeah.
because there's nothing to do here.
yeah.
And then that's when while I was home, I was like, oh, okay, like COVID's not getting any better. Maybe I should just like do something with my life.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started Full Sail. I just
Okay.
graduated last May.
Nice.
Oh,
Like
nice.
I
Congrats.
went
Yeah,
like
congrats.
to Full Sail.
Yeah.
I walked the ceremony, everything. So that was fun.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And treated
Nice.
myself to Disney World after.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
We want to go there for sure.
Yeah, no, that
Disney.
that sounds like us, you know, like we literally moved down here in August or September of 2019.
So right
Within
before
like
COVID.
yeah, right 3 months, 4 months later, COVID hit, and we're like, damn, like we're fucking locked in here. And I wasn't trying to go back to Seattle, you know, but it was like that's where we were trying to utilize our time, and you know, some of the goals and stuff that we had set for ourselves gave us a lot more time to, you know, work on it, because nothing was really happening down here either. So,
but also we were so excited for a fresh start, and you know, we were so pumped and, you know, ready, but then COVID hit, everything shut down.
It was crazy, because like I actually was like getting like consistently booked, you know, because I was like, I'm in LA for almost like 2 years now, like momentum starting. I was gonna release an EP, I was gonna have this whole big party and everything. I got booked to do like the 420 Fest in Denver, which is like the biggest 420 festival, because it's Denver. And like just a bunch of like other things. Like I got booked to do like Spring Break in Big Bear with Vanilla Ice of all people.
That's crazy.
And then COVID happened, and I literally was like, my life is like over. Like this is stupid. And then like I'm like, wait. No, things are much better now.
It
really because like COVID changed me.
I think it changed a lot of people.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like it changed me. Like it's better. Like I got rid of so many awful people in my life. Like I went through like that whole like cleanse during COVID.
That's good though.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm good. It came out positive.
It did. For sure. It did. I got COVID like twice though, but like we're alive.
I mean, at least everything came positive.
It did. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into your songwriting. You know, when it comes to your songwriting, do you write based on real experience, or like what is the process like?
Yes, I cannot write like fictional stuff, because whenever I perform it, like I feel like the audience kind of knows if I like mean what I'm singing. And then I feed off of their energy, and if my energy is like giving them like you know, like it's gonna be very like, you know. So I do write from experience. If it's not like my experience per se, it's maybe something that my friend is going through, and I'm like, you know what, maybe like I can like turn that into something that like I can relate to, or my audience can relate to. But it's always something that normally like happens.
That's good. I mean, like to bring up like rappers talking about they got bands and they don't, you know, like literally, like I literally, you know, kind of like what you said,
shooting people, killing people,
and all this shit, but they don't do that, you know, like, and that's why I love hearing songs that are like actually written from the heart,
personal,
and personal and actual like experiences, because like. Of course, you know, a lot of songs out there are, you know, non-fiction or fictional. You know, there's
and
a
also
lot.
because there, like a lot of these like artists, like major artists, don't write their own stuff.
There's a lot of ghostwriters.
They get people like me to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying. And I mean, the song blows up, but like you as a songwriter as well, like it should be you blowing up, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? But no, I'm just saying, like I definitely love songs that also come from the heart and are true, and you know, I just hate hearing like some of these songs where it's like, you know, I got fucking Lambos and all these, but and then, you know,
that Lambo is rented.
Exactly. You know, that kind of brings up like just a fucking.
And you actually don't have a lot of money. You're still working at 9 to 5.
See, that's the thing. You know,
flaunting
like,
it.
I mean, I remember one that went viral was Bow Wow. He said he bought a jet, but then he like rented that or some shit. I don't know, but like I said, it's crazy, people, you know, the way people will talk and try to flex, but they don't got it.
So what is your process actually like? Do you write with the song already playing, or do you write beforehand before you even hear the music? Or?
So normally I'll go into the session and the beat's already somewhat done, and then I normally just top line over it. So I'll just melodies, and then I'll pick and choose like, oh, like that sounds like a pre-hook, or that sounds like the hook, and so I'll lay it out, and then I'll write over it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Simple as
that.
Literally.
Straightforward.
But everybody's different. Like some people can start with the words first, and I'm like, I do not know how you can do that.
Right.
Because I'm like melody first.
Right. Yeah. So I actually heard you also created a women's writing camp.
I did.
You know, can you explain what that writing camp entails and how it pushes like songwriting for women, like specifically?
For sure. So I mean, it is still a very male-dominated industry.
Right.
Like I'll go into sessions. It's normally male producers, male engineers, and like male songwriters.
Oh, really?
So this last March, which is Women's Month, I had the idea to host like an all women's writing camp. So female producer, female engineer, female writers, even female like photographers, videographers to take
That's awesome.
Videos. And I just wanted women to have a safe space to create. That was really it. And to obviously just like highlight all the up and coming like people like writers and artists like and it's like CJ. She was there.
CJ.
She produced one of the tracks. So
she's awesome.
She's great.
Yeah, I also listened to her last
EP.
Her recent EP. That was fire too. And I know she produced for you as well a couple songs or.
Well, we've just been in like sessions. Like I don't have anything out with her. Like we just do like a lot of stuff like pitch for like other artists or for like sync and stuff.
Okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, so we're always like writing together.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I really think it was cool of you to actually create a camp for just women in general.
I wanted to.
Women
I really
empowerment.
Did. Yeah, and like everyone like after the camp was like, that was like the best session I've ever done. And I'm like, and it should be that way. Like that should be the standard. Like you need to walk into a session and feel safe.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely gone into sessions and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm the only girl here.
Yeah.
Everybody's like smoking. Everybody's drinking. Like I don't feel safe, but I'm obviously here to work.
Yeah,
exactly.
And so you're like, oh, do I say and like, or like, do I go and like not get that cut? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
100%.
And so I just wanted like a really, really like safe space to highlight like the super talented up and coming people.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's dope.
Yeah, that is cool. We got to talk about your visuals for some of the music videos you have. Like, definitely one of my favorites is "Back It Up," which you sort of went with like a '70s game show type of vibe, and then "Takeover," which featured the Gemini. When it comes to your visuals, are you usually the one that comes up with the whole concept and ideas for your video? Because I'd seen the credits for a video as well. You work with like a big ass team.
I do. So I'm a very collaborative person. I do think that collaboration will always make the best product because it's also true to you, but also true to the ones making it. So they're obviously going to want to put like all the love into it. You know what I mean? They're not just going to like, oh, it's just another check.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Right.
You know? So I normally like, I'm a very visual person. Like I do take pride in a lot of my visuals because I want to tell the story, you know? And so my favorite music video that I've ever done is "Back It Up."
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's so unique. I think it's
fire.
very different than what like people are normally putting out.
100%.
And I just thought it was fun. Like it was just also so fun to make it because everybody that I work with are like legit my friends.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I have like a relationship with them, and so it's just fun to collaborate. Everybody was like happy to be there. It's not like work for us.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so I do love videos. It just sucks that like videos now just aren't as popular as before because now it's just a lot of like short form content and you don't really get that ROI with videos anymore, but I still love making them because I love film. Like I really do. Like I love like filmmaking and just making like awesome visuals.
Yeah. No, same. The thing is with me and him, we shoot music videos and it's just usually us two. But I've always wanted to like build a team because like filmmaking and shooting music videos and videography in general is like a team effort. And I definitely find it hard when it's just me and him. Like especially with the artists, some of the artists we've worked with, like they kind of rely on like our ideas and our concepts. But it's their song and they don't have an idea of what they want to go for. So sometimes I'll have to, I'll create the treatment and I'll, pass it off. And then, of course they're going to have some things to say, but that's why I love hearing what an artist has to say first. I love like hearing like their ideas versus like what something I have to come up with versus like what they should already know what they want.
Normally, like whenever I work with people, like I already have like the mood board.
Yeah, see that makes it easier.
And then they'll be like, okay, from here, this is what we can do.
Right.
And that's why I'm saying it's easy. That's how it should be. But, like a lot of the times, a lot of the artists we work with, it's literally like.
And I think it has to do with like, again, like branding. Nobody's really talking to them about that. And artist development. Like when people are like consider themselves an artist, like they need to realize like what actually goes into it. Like it's not just music. Because now like people listen visually. Like if and I'm like kind of the same because like if like you don't have like a nice cover art, I'm like next.
Right.
You know, I hate that.
Yeah.
But like visuals do matter.
Yeah,
it does.
100%.
Especially in this industry, you know, times are changing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we talked a little bit about this on our other episode, but it's more than just being an artist.
Mm-hmm.
You're a brand. You have to like be comfortable with
You're a
putting your
product.
content.
You're a
Yeah,
product,
exactly.
yeah.
Your product. So every little thing like adds together, especially with now that short form content is here
Mm-hmm.
and everybody has short attention spans. So like just one cover art can make a big difference.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Things like
literally,
that.
we had just talked about this on a previous episode where it's like, you know, you as an, not you, but like just in general, like artists in general,
yeah.
like you need to utilize like social media because
Yeah.
social media nowadays is like
yeah.
the way to blow up. You know,
Yeah,
old
I mean,
school-
you found me on IG.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah,
Like-
that's,
Yeah,
and that's what
exactly.
I'm saying. You know, like people and because you know one of the artists that we had, he was even mentioning, you know, some just don't want to do the work.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just want to get their music out there and
Yeah.
hope it does well. But you literally have to do the
It's a
work.
job.
It's a
Right,
job.
right.
Yeah, you know.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah,
Super
100%.
right.
Yeah, like I am doing whatever I can to better my craft every day.
Yeah.
Sessions or warming up my voice
Mm-hmm.
or watching videos and getting inspiration
Yeah.
or watching like podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, like I said, it's artists just need to know, like, you know, artist development and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, and I think that's in the long run it's gonna help them get to the point where they want to be as far as success goes.
Yeah.
you know.
Right,
so,
right.
Because like I said, like a lot of the things that I learned from like TBoz and everyone else is like it wasn't handed to them.
Yeah,
Right,
Like
right.
they had
They
to
worked
put in the
hard for
work.
that
They
shit,
were
yeah.
training. They
Right.
were working out, dance training, vocal training, like everything. It's not just making music and releasing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
and that's how legends are made. You know,
Facts.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was scrolling through your IG and I saw you have a post about how you used to always watch Millennium Dance, like growing up. And I saw, you know, you're hitting the salsa and you hit the whoa in your music video Por Tiempo. As a dancer myself, I'm curious to know if you ever thought about getting into dance.
I grew up dancing.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes, I did it all. I was a tapper.
Oh, really?
I
Tap?
did tap,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And I mean, like with musical theater, like
Yeah,
we
that's true.
That makes
legitimately,
sense. Yeah.
we legitimately had like jazz one day, hip hop one day, ballet the next, and then like just whatever workshop they had.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like different all the time.
Yeah.
Like we even had like a breaking
That's dope.
workshop,
Dang.
and I was like, me, and I was like, oh, my foot hurts. I'm gonna sit on the side. That's like, oh, I'm not going to class.
Yeah.
No, I grew up dancing,
Oh, okay.
especially like ballet and jazz was like the first two that I did.
Okay.
And then eventually like it ventured off into hip hop and
Yeah, yeah.
jazz funk. I take class at Millennium often.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do love dancing.
I mean, you are Filipino.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They can do
Rhythm
a little bit
is
of
in the
everything.
blood.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
in the blood.
It
you know?
really is. It really is. I like when I meet a Filipino that can't dance or sing, I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah,
are you sure you're Filipino? Like what?
Maybe just half. Like this guy.
Facts.
No, but so you know, going into like a deeper note, you know, I want to dive a little bit deeper. I think social media, you know, it can be like a little bit deceiving. You know, we always post about the highlights of our lives,
gosh.
you know, but we never
Yes.
talk about the lows, which I think a lot of people can
a lot of
benefit,
lows.
yeah,
Yes.
off of, you know, about that like real talk, you know.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you kind of struggled with or a situation that you had to overcome, whether it came to like family insecurities, health problems, you know, that
I mean,
you're comfortable talking about?
I'm
Yeah.
so comfortable. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, everybody was like insecure. You know, I was like, oh, I don't have a body like her. I don't look like her. I have like acne, you know. But
Right.
then I like was like, wait, pause.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much like shit these people get done? Like,
Yeah.
you're chilling. Like, I, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
like, I'm good. And like, I'm not knocking it. Like, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like as soon as I started like honing and like, oh, like I'm not like skinny or like, you know, like I don't have a body like all these like other IG girls. Like,
Yeah.
I can relate to people like they can relate to me a little bit more. Like, and I think that's why people love like Lizzo and like, you know, like artists like Meg and you know, because they're really like embracing that.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like it's, you know, being in LA where everybody's, I guess you could say, like picture perfect.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit, it was very intimidating in the beginning, and I definitely, like I said, like how I was so different before. I was like trying my hardest to fit in.
Right.
Where now I'm just like, you know, it's whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's
100%.
yeah.
Would you say that turning point for you was when you moved to LA?
No, because like the first year and a half was when I was like, damn, like I need to catch up. Like I need to look like everyone else.
Right.
And so like I had like the balayage hair and I was dressing differently and I was like, you know, doing and then the turning point was COVID. And I was like, fuck, none of this matters. Like people are dying.
Right.
Like literally like
100%.
And like that was like during the time where it's like I was just releasing my music and people were just like listening to it.
Yeah.
You know, like my EP like did really well during COVID and I had no visuals. Like people just like fucked with the music.
Yeah.
And so like I was like, you know what, like none of that matters. Like none of that, like being someone you're not matters. Like just be you and people are still gonna fuck with you. They're gonna fuck with you more.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
They literally will fuck with you more. So the turning point for me was COVID.
Yeah.
Like I said, so like I'm so grateful like it happened because
You're right.
I really was like very different from when I first moved to LA and then now like I'm like
you got it.
Yeah.
The glow up has been real.
It really was. Like even though like I dyed my hair back to my natural hair color. I don't really wear makeup. Like I'm dressing like comfortably and not what I think people want to see. You know what I mean? And
you're in a space where you're just comfortable.
Yeah.
Like you don't you just block out. Yeah, you do you and stuff. I mean,
I'm
you know,
so content.
Yeah, we live in a city where there's so many facades out here.
Yes.
You know, that's the thing. And you know, it sucks. People do have to put on a facade and you know, and that's why we talk about it here on the podcast sometimes is, you know, I'm so glad like some people can actually talk about shit outside of like, you know, their facade because there are, like I said, like there's just too many out here. Yeah. You know, some
like
people
everybody has to have an aesthetic. I'm like, you don't really.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't.
Like just like what's you?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Like?
Exactly. And you know, like some people are like, you know, one of the facades I think is definitely well known is like obviously on social media where people just post all the great things, but and then low key they have like a regular 9-to-5 job, and you know they'll flex on Instagram and stuff. You know, like that's where you know like they fool a lot of people, like some of their fans, like some of the like who knows TikTokers or whatever, but low key like they got like a fucking regular job, but yet they're flexing out here like they're making hundreds and thousands, and maybe they are. Who knows? You know, we don't know
Nobody
what goes
really
on.
knows.
Yeah, nobody really knows what goes on. But you know, like it's just a facade. You know, and that's what social media has kind of come to is creating facades. You know?
For sure.
Yeah, it is what it is. Well, you know, we are coming to the end of the podcast, and Tiana, thank you so much for coming on again.
Yes.
Thanks for having me. I love like just conversations that are so easy.
Oh yeah, trust me, we could have kept going.
Yeah,
we
you know?
could.
I know.
Yeah. We could have definitely kept going.
I could come back.
Yeah, of course. Oh no, we would love that.
I'm like inviting myself right
No,
see you next week.
No, I have a drink ready for you. Another one.
We would love that because we've actually been inviting some previous guests back on the show anyways, you know, for like updates and seeing where things have gone. So hey, of course I'm gonna let you know. But you know, we always end the episode with some inspiration because Artistry Drop is all about being inspirational to the next generation. So what advice would you give to an up and coming artist and songwriter?
I probably have like 10.
Hey, name them,
or maybe more. But like the one thing that I do always say, like that's the first thing I always say, is that, you know, like when you're a kid and you're like, I want to be a princess, and like you'll put on like an outfit and a tiara and like you feel like a princess.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I want to fly, and like your dad will like carry you and like you're flying, right? Yeah. So when like you're a kid, like you do think everything is possible.
Yeah.
That still applies. You know, if you put your mind to it, like anything is possible. Like it really, like it's.
I literally say that all the time.
It's not.
Anything
like,
is possible.
It's really not that hard.
Yeah.
100%. Like, you want to like get signed, but like you can make that happen. Like it's really like everything's so accessible now. Yeah. It really is. And so I just, if you put your mind to it, like you're good.
Yeah. It's just like, you know.
It's all in like due timing though. Like don't rush. Like you will have your moment.
Yeah.
That's another thing that, cause like one of the things that I also did when I first came out was like, we got to go. And I'm like, but wait, like a lot of the people that I also listened to, like got famous in their 30s, you know, like you got so much time. Yeah. We're so young. Yeah.
Right.
Endless possibilities. Like, it's all good.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
As long as you actually put in the work and you grind it out to where you want to get, it's gonna happen for you. Because like kind of like what we said earlier, like some people just post shit and think it's gonna make them famous overnight, but it doesn't work like that. So if you put in the work, you grind it out, you're gonna go where you want to.
Exactly. And some people think, having a dream is so fictional. Like you were saying, like if you want to fly, you can fly.
Not.
But it's really not. As long as you put the work in and you have a dream and you have a goal, there's actually steps to get there.
There is. Like this life that I have currently, 100% was manifested.
Right.
Yeah. Manifestation
Happy,
is key. Like,
right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Healthy, doing what I love, making money doing what I love.
Right.
I have a dog, I have a boyfriend, I'm good.
She can retire. She said she can retire now if she wanted to.
Yeah. No, like I said, I also believe in manifestation because, I have so many goals and dreams, and there's I've achieved some of them, and there's still a lot that I'm working hard towards, but I'm definitely manifesting that shit, and hopefully it'll come true eventually, So,
And it will. You gotta
of course.
say that it will.
No, of course, and that's the whole part of manifesting, And guys, manifest those goals and dreams out there. Are there any shout outs you want to give to our viewers?
Well, I have an EP coming out.
Let's go.
Hey, let's go.
End of August.
Nice.
So watch out for that.
Nice.
Other than that, like, hey.
What's up?
Where on social media can our viewers find you?
Okay, so you can find me at Tiana Kocher everywhere. That is TIANA KOCHER, because nobody else has my last name. So it's the same everywhere.
Unique,
but I don't have Threads yet, so I don't have that yet.
Okay.
But everywhere else, you can find me there.
Go. Well, Tiana, thank you again so much for coming on the Artistry Drop.
For having
like I said,
me.
we would love to have you back on the show.
Yes.
Part
two.
Maybe in a few months for part 2, and maybe after the EP drops, we can talk about it and stuff like that. So once again, thank you so much. Guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, it's Artistry Drop. If you're not following us on Instagram, you can find us at the Artistry Drop. And if you prefer just listening, you can stream all our episodes on all major podcast platforms. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.